So you just got your Retroloop Neo and now you want to make your own controller like this. Well, you can do it, but today we're going to talk about something really important. The different kinds of arcade buttons that you might be looking at and considering for your first Retroloop Neo build. 3D printed this one. So I'm just using D-type panels here, and it's pretty simple. I got my cable that hooks up to my iPhone, and my iPhone can sit right here when I plug up. But as you'll notice, most of these are non-LED, and this right here is just got an LED ring in it. So I'm going to tell you why I do my buttons like this. You can see like this row is raised, and these are my front rows. We've probably got a good, I don't know, a little over an inch here of clearance, and I'm going to show you why. Let's go to the shop and check it out. So let's look at the back. So this is kind of see-through, so you can see I got my Retroloop chip here. Everything's in there nice and like super duper tight. I'm going to show you how I get this to work. Now you've probably already seen there's a million kinds of arcade buttons, but not all of them work great as pedals. Some of them are super sensitive. Some of the more popular ones are the RGB Canva ones, but remember, those are made for like Street Fighter, so if you're trying to use them as a pedal, you're gonna have a big sensitivity curve to get used to. These are my favorite, the 28mm standard arcade buttons. You can find these anywhere. They're super durable. They also have really good clearance. These are okay, not my favorite. You can see they've kind of got like a little click switch here. These come in some like cool variations, but as you can see, you're going to have a hard time getting the clearance on these in a shorter box as you would with these. All right, then of course you've got your Sanwa style. These require a bigger hole. If you drill this style hole, you could fit pretty much any arcade button in it, except for obviously the 24mm ones. And this is another screw type, but the difference is it's got a little indentation here. These are called concave buttons. Again, these guys are the ones that win for me because you can raise them and they can fit in pretty good clearances. So as you can see, I've got like a little enclosure box that I sort of like 3D printed here. So if I try to put one of these in the bottom row, you can see it's gonna be sticking through. Now these are good second row buttons, but you can kind of see there that the clearance is still going to be really tight. Now you can put these guys in here though, and let's see, I'm going to screw that in there. All right, and you'll see, because remember, you got to get your cable on there. Once you put your cable on there, you're still going to have clearance once you put your bottom in. So these are just generally the winner. And you also want to put your buttons a little close to the edge so you can lean your heel on it and kind of just like sort of tap it like that. It's pretty cool. But those are the different style buttons. Now, you may want to have a big giant button like this. The nice thing is they all use the same size holes. Okay, these are a little bit smaller. These are the 24mm, but as you can see, it fits right in there. And you just screw it in at the bottom. But you have to remember, again, your clearance, you're going to want to use it as a button and an LED and stuff. Sometimes I like to use these as a housing for an LED ring, but if you're going to want to use it as a button, remember, you're going to have the clearance to do it. The other good news about all of these arcade buttons is they just use these little spade connectors, and you can get the cables pretty easily. The other thing to note is that all of these buttons have different size spade connectors. Okay, so I think these are the 4.8s, these are the 2.8s, and then on the bigger buttons that have the LEDs on them, they have the 6.3mm. So these are all things to consider when you are getting your buttons. Make sure you go over to retroloopusa.com, check out the support section. There is a blog there and an Amazon shopping list that you could check out, and you can see what I am using. All right, y'all, until next time, Jesus is King, and I'll see you soon.